So welcome back everyone to the DM's drawing guide. Today I just want to go over grass because a lot of maps have grass and it's important. So my example map is the rather generic city street, country road, that's the one. Country road. This is our country road and it's deliberately left blank, just with grass, so that we can place our modular buildings over the top. But it does serve as a good demonstration of grass. You probably already see a whole lot of cross-hatching, and that's essentially what this guide is going to be. So, blank paper. Beginning with a pencil, I just work out the border of our grass. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I'll just draw a patch of grass isolated in the middle of a desert or something like that. And I'm going to have a little game trail moving through the center of this grass. Let me zoom in for you. Okay, hopefully you can see that. I know it's a very faint pencil line, but for the purpose of drafting, that's what you want. Okay, now I'll show two ways that I draw an edge to our grass. The first edge we'll draw on this side. This is more of a manicured, kind of man-maintained grassy edge, and this I'm just staggering straight lines with some dashes and scribbles just to give a grassy, edgy look. That's kind of our man-made. If someone came along with a weed whacker and just cut a nice straight line through our grass. On the other side, I'll show you the rather time-intensive process of what's probably my preferred method of a grassy edge, because I draw a lot more kind of wilderness maps than country road maps, similar to that one. Essentially what we're doing is we're following the draft pencil line that we drew in with a whole bunch of cross-hatching. And as you can see already, this gives a much more natural edge to the grass. And what I'll do is when we get to the coloring stage of this grass, you won't see such a stark line between the grass and the dirt. It'll be almost a gradient hidden within the hatching, fading from green grass to brown dirt. So let's work this around. Hurrying along so the video doesn't last 17 minutes. And we've made it to our game trail. So the reason I drew a grain trail, the trail where they carry grain, is so that I can demonstrate how I draw paths that are natural or overgrown. Yeah, overgrown paths. And essentially it's the same idea, where you're just going to put a hint of brown in here to suggest that the grass is thinner, but there's still grass growing amidst all the dirt. And you could throw a rock in too. We'll throw a rock in there. Don't follow your lines, your border lines precisely. They are just to figure out direction and the layout of your map. Oof, I'm getting really messy with these hatches, but that's what happens when you rush. So, hatch. And here we are at the edge. Something I'll do with both sorts, you know, just put a couple of breakaway grass clumps. So you can see there's a stark difference between this wild grass and our manicured edge. In the middle of all this grass, I'll bring up our example again. You really just throw in more cross-hatching, more little dashes. I've even got a twig here, and stones. So if you keep the holy trinity of pebbles, twigs, and patches in your head, just throw some of those in, and before you know it, you have something that resembles a thing that is wild and grassy. And the manicured lawn still has, really, if it's really manicured, it probably doesn't have twigs and stones in it. Just stick with the dashes for, really we're just adding texture and yeah, variety, visual variety. And these, you know, think about clumps as well. So we have a clump here, clump there, dash here. And we'll do some more escaped patches. That's about it anyway. So here we have our game trail. If we wanted a more manicured trail, you know, just repeat the whole process on this side. So here we have a dirt trail running between two clumps of grasses. Okie dokie. So, from our example, the semi-manicured country road to our example featuring wild grass, manicured lawn. Hopefully some of you will find this useful. It's not too time consuming to add a whole lot of texture and interest to battle maps. And let me know what else you'd like to see in these videos, what other tutorials I can make for you. And yeah, please rate this video, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you for the next one.